the one bit that I was actually trying to find real quick again was to segue into teams buying players was that
right.
we might as well just go right into it, just get right into the mix here, because the rumors are out again and we need to talk about it again. And it is going to be Dev1ce.
It's like a Groundhog's Day. And I took up my little thing and is Dev1ce being signed yet? No, what are you talking about? It's the day after you just went onto his break. What? No! Like, fucking, mate, when is this ever going to end? Please, Dev1ce, please.
I don't think it's going to end, because
no, it isn't.
I'm trying to find that article again. I can't believe I didn't save it.
Because here's what I don't get. Is surely unless he signs like now, he can't play in the major. He can't just come like can't just turn up a day before, can he? Come on.
Fuck, where should I find this article? Okay,
Jackson, just go down Jackson.gg. It's third from the bottom.
That's it. No. But okay, hold on. I know that there's that one, but I also saw one.
Oh, is there a different one?
Let's see. Where? Okay, no. So you're right. This is one of them. I thought it was a different one, but it looks like this has been expanded. But the $1 million asking price. So that's the actual
$1 million euro
point. Is that
nowadays dollars worth more anyway? So I guess whatever makes stories sound better.
No, but this is what tells you, right? It just tells you that NIP are wanting to just completely erase Dev1ce from their books and just say fuck this. It never happened. Dev1ce never happened. Who? Nikolai? Who? Liholm? Wait, that guy's with Astralis, isn't he? Like both of them, in fact. Because if they get $1 million, right? If the reported buyout for him initially that NIP paid was like $600,000 to $700,000, right? And then they've had to pay his salary ever since, and whatever other costs that may have come in. They're basically trying to, with this $1 million asking price, they're just saying, okay, we want to completely remove this from our books. We just want to bring the money back in. Dev1ce never happened, and we're all going to move on with our lives. Hunky dory, it's fine. It is still crazy to me though that if Dev1ce is in a situation where he can be shopped out like this, it's still crazy to me that NIP, still needing an opper, are not bringing him onto the main roster. Like,
I know what you mean, but the problem is, like, I also got the implication, like, he obviously doesn't want to play for them anymore. And to be fair, if he's really been through the fucking crucible, he's been suffering all the rest of it. Like, if you come back, you want to come back for like the one last glorious ride, and you want to be on a team that come majors. You don't want to come back and be on NIP and be like, no, the fuck that, put that time in. But I'd also say this as well. The reason why if I'm NIP, I just get this deal done as soon as possible. If you can really get €1 million, spoiler, you can just get whatever fucking AWPer you want for your team now. You got Lexi B. That $1 million, you can go. You go in English now. Remember, just get yourself a monster AWPer, and that team immediately could challenge for the major for real. Of course, look at the talent.
So if you can just make the money back, basically you can just make the money back. I guess it is kind of a shitty negotiation position though, just because obviously the other teams are just going to be like, well, we heard that you got that money.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
So we will want 800,000 for our offer, and we're right back to square one. It's that is actually where it could get a bit dicey. But yeah, I'm just.
There's also a crazy angle that people might not know. If people don't know, this is why you've got in the world of the occult and magic, Semmler, it's actually all about language, because the idea is language itself essentially are spells that affect the brain. Like you see a word, it's not a word.
Controlling words, controlling
up images, what you think, what you feel, everything you relate to the word, right? That's why a word in another language means nothing, but a word in your language means that thing, right? So basically, one of the things they always say to be very careful about. It's why, by the way, you don't go fucking around with things like sigils of demons and stuff going. Like this will be hilarious. Like, no, that's actually a way to fuck your whole life up. You don't know what you're talking about though. So basically, one of the things you have to be careful with is what you name things and what numbers you use, right? So Dev1ce, if you remember when he signed with NIP, the whole fucking shitty sound quote was, it's just like sounding Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, the thing is, because you don't follow soccer, Semmler, you're not going to realise how insane the synchronicity is. Ronaldo did sign with Manchester United, his old club from a long time ago, and he was there for 1 year and he was really good, but the team wasn't that good. So then he's been trying to leave and asking them to put him on the transfer list, but no one would bite yet because it was for too much money. But then Man United sort of still want him, but will he sit there? Dude, you actually create, it's like they made reality bend
to the situation happen.
Yeah, the joke is the synchronicity is crazy between those two. Isn't that mental? It really is like signing Cristiano Ronaldo. Fucking hell.
That is amazing. I had no idea that there was this line, that there was this parallel going on. Holy.
And obviously, logically, if it gets really bad and Dev1ce can't get out of his contract, he will absolutely have to sue. That's just the thing Ronaldo does. Don't worry, you don't follow soccer. It doesn't matter. For the fans, though, for the kids in the audience, they'll get that. That was a Zoomer meme. That was good. That one.
Okay. Well, what do you think about him joining Astralis? Like, Fairleague is just gonna be a kick in the dick for him. But Astralis have got a pretty good track record of showing that they don't give two shits about the players.
It's hilarious, mate.
They will swap them out in a heartbeat.
This is mental, mate. So Astralis right now is is really in big trouble in Pro League. If you haven't seen, they've lost to Complexity and to Heat. But are you ready for the most mad thing? In this group stage, Farley is one of their best players. He hasn't done the whole time. The joke is, and there's another video I did like last week where I even referred to him as like Lockie. To me, him and Farley is just the same player, and it's just a shit person who's not Dev1ce. The joke is he's actually popping off now, but the team's just tanked completely. So it's like this mother, he really is like Lockie, by the way. Again, careful with the name you pick, because that name has not worked out for you at all, Lockie. So basically, and also Farley's name, Dangerous, also names that are not working. So all I'll say is basically like, mate, he is just the most unlucky guy ever. And I let's be real, he's gone tomorrow if Dev1ce comes. You wouldn't even think twice. Why would you? That's the problem with you being Astralis, is like you still think you want to be the top team. You're not fucking around with shit players, are you? In theory.
In theory. That's interesting though, because then there would be history repeating itself once again. Because Astralis, remember when they got rid of Bubsky, he was one of their top. He was one of the guys actually doing a lot of the heavy lifting on that team, at least in that qualifier, if you remember.
I'm not even joking, because I've unfollowed him on Twitter. I forgot he was even alive and existed. Because what I always love is this: if people watch the old show by the numbers, I used to give people updates. By the way, Cos Bobsky was so young when he joined Astralis, and I've no doubt he joined. I've heard he did with like a false bill of goods of like you'll be worked into the main lineup, and of course you'll be with like some of the stars, and next year you'll be how we'll win the. I've heard some of that was like the selling point, that they kept selling this guy on. But when I started telling him, like, dude, not only have they had you benched all this time, they only play you when a player's out for burnout or they've sold them. They're clearly looking to replace you. Like and they didn't take you to the major. I told him all this stuff, and so I told him, by the way, basically from what I'm hearing, you will never be a true starter for Astralis, as in like long term. They will never build around you. You will just be there essentially to be a warm body to keep a seat filled while they look for the person to actually replace you with if they ever do want a real lineup. So you're just there to be the replacement, the scab, as it were. And he was trying to basically push back and tell me that I didn't know what I was talking about, and that's not true, and that, you know, they care about him in the org. And the joke is, Semmler, where is he now? Well, the joke is, it went so badly, they just released him and he's retired. He doesn't play Counter-Strike. He does like some shit on Danish TV or something like that. Is so tragic, it's fucking mental. But also it does just show what that organisation is like, mate. This will be another player then. Think how many young people they've just put in the meat grinder, guys. And remember, as much as you might not like some of the other orgs out there, some of those players at least go and they go on to bigger things elsewhere, or they go to another team and get good. When you come into Astralis, you are the scapegoat. You come in, they just grind you up, and then just toss you to one side, and your career's just fucked after that. And at that point, you're like a joke.
Yeah, but if you don't, all of the flack that Mao's got for their decisions, you know, if you're not lighting Astralis up in the same way, in the sense that you're just, you know, grinding up these players and chucking them out, you're getting the community have to give them just as much heat as Mousesports got when they made those kinds of plays. That said, we've been saying it since the freaking beginning, in a sense that this really does seem likely that Dev1ce would go back to Astralis, even when the rumors were out there that he was like going to pay his own buyout or some crazy thing like that with his own money. Like it was to the point where he's back in Copenhagen and he's going to be playing on Astralis because that's probably where he's going to want to wind up. And Astralis are going to want him back because they need an up. But I do agree with your point right now, because I saw you tweet the other day and I fucking loved it, where you said if Dev1ce, if Heroic aren't making a play to try and get Dev1ce onto that team, there's some serious issues with that roster right now. And I mean, sure enough,
want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.